At LSU Health Center are responding to an explosive David Hammer investigation. Tens of thousands of dollars from an LSU affiliated charity that paid travel, meals, and other expenses for an LSU official. Now some are concerned that if the charity doesn't take action, donors will stop giving. It's the latest in our investigation. GoFundMe.
As the chancellor of LSU Health Sciences Center, Dr. Larry Ollier's compensation was more than $1 million a year from LSU. But a charity that supports the state-run LSU Health, known as the LSU Health Foundation, also paid for Ollier's expenses. That included $3,200 for him and his wife to fly first class to L.A., $675 a night to stay at a Florida resort, and 2 dinner tabs at Commander's Palace at almost $1,000 apiece. Our story exposing those payments drew a quick reaction from Dr. Warren Gottsagen. He's chairman of the board at the charity. 3 days after our story aired, he sent an email to foundation board members. Gottsagen called our story irresponsible, but in the very same email, Gottsagen said he would ask auditors to review the spending and make, quote, internal control recommendations for the chancellor's discretionary fund. His email was leaked to us, and when we asked about the audit, the foundation backtracked. A spokesman hired after our story aired said the foundation was not going to do any special audit review. It would only do its regular annual audit, which does not review detailed spending and does not comment on how that money is spent. But if the foundation is not willing to investigate, LSU Health faculty members hope the new chancellor will. Based on our story, they sent a letter to interim chancellor Steve Nelson saying, quote, we implore the board of directors to investigate the lack of fiduciary oversight and take necessary action to ensure donor funds are used as intended. Gottsagen's email appeared to support our findings about lack of oversight of Ollier's expenses, saying he and the foundation board have relied and continue to rely on the chancellor to use those funds expressly for the benefit of the Health Sciences Center. He went on to say the foundation tried to cut back on Ollier's spending, only to be shot down by leaders at the LSU Health Sciences Center. LSU says that's false. LSU Health spokeswoman Leslie Capo said it was the foundation that refused to establish new policies for the chancellor's account when LSU asked it to do so in 2019. The LSU Medical School does have policies for how its faculty can use foundation money, and it asked them to think, quote, if this were my money, would I spend it this way? And if this transaction appeared on the front page of the local newspaper, would I still be comfortable with it? The foundation has repeatedly said Ollier's spending complied with its policies, but in 2 weeks it has not produced a clear policy governing the chancellor's use of the foundation's money. When LSU asked them to set a clear policy in 2019, Capo said the foundation's CFO rebuffed them, saying, quote, the discretionary funds are to be used at the discretion of the holder as they see fit within the mission of LSU HSC. And Ollier told us last week that his spending did fit in that mission.
Because their mission is my mission, and that was trying to build the reputation and the personnel of LSU Health Sciences Center.
David Hammer, Eyewitness News.
The foundation said it sends all reimbursements over $1,000 to LSU for approval. David found Ollier received 27 reimbursements of more than $1,000 since 2018.